Good morning, dear children. We begin with day 2 of the session and chapter management. Before beginning with a new topic today, I want you all to concentrate on the word case study. Now, your BST question paper will be filled up with n number of case studies. Even for a 1 mark question, 3 marks, 4 marks, 5 marks, and 6 marks, you have to go through long case studies to find the answer. And you would hardly find direct questions in your question paper as you did in class 11th. So, we would first revise the topic that we did yesterday. It was management with its meaning. The words process, effectiveness, efficiency, and the characteristics of management. So I have one case study for you. Before moving on to another topic, I want you to understand how we solve the case study first. So here goes the question, here goes the case study. During festival season, ABC Limited received a new order of 10,000 mobile phones to be delivered in 10 days, failing which the contract will be null and void. To complete this, the production manager planned to outsource the production so that the order could be delivered on time. The outsourcing resulted in increase in cost by 30%. So the first question you have to answer is, do you think the production manager performed duties effectively and efficiently? If you see, I have underlined already a few lines for you which says the order could be delivered on time. So you have to answer whether the production manager was effective. Yes, if the order was delivered on time, it means he was effective, because effectiveness says completing the order on time, but whatever the cost is. And efficiency refers to finishing the task with minimum cost. But here the line says the outsourcing resulted in increase in cost by 30%, which means the cost was increased. Hence, he was not efficient. But how will you answer the question for this? The answer will be written as the production manager was effective but not efficient. And please do not forget to underline the keywords effective and not efficient. The second part of the question says, give any 2 points of difference between effective and efficiency. So here goes the answer, and this is how you will write in the board exam also. Differences between effectiveness and efficiency are as follows. Do not forget to write down the basis, because in the board exams, whatever difference you get, do not forget to write down the basis, which is one word, but the differences should not be written in one word. They have to be proper statements. As I've already written, basis 1 is meaning, which refers for effectiveness, it refers to completing the task on time, no matter what the cost is. For efficiency, refers to completing the task with minimum cost. Second basis is objective. So effectiveness, the objective is to achieve the end result. And for efficiency, it is to do the task in a right way with cost benefits. So this is how your answer should look like in your board copies. Neat and clean with keywords properly underlined. So children, I hope we began with one of the easiest case studies so that you can understand how can we solve it. And in your further assignments, I'll be sharing many more case studies for you to solve, which have to be completed by you in your notebook. So let us begin with the topic of the day, and the topic for today is the objectives of management. What do you understand by the word objectives? We discussed yesterday that objectives are the ends. The objective is a specific task for which an organization exists. Objectives are the ends towards which the activities of the organization are directed. So the end result of an organization can be termed as objectives of management. And these objectives are further divided into organizational objective, social objective, and personal objective. I repeat, the objectives of management are divided into further 3 parts: organizational objective, social objective, and personal objective. So let us first concentrate on the organizational objective. You can see I have a flowchart for you. The organizational objectives are 3: survival, profit, and growth. Often it is misunderstood that the organization's main objective is just profit earning, just profit maximization. But it's wrong. The organization does not exist only for profit earning, it has various other objectives also. But let us first understand what is organizational. The objectives which aim at prosperity and growth of the organization can be termed as the organizational objectives. These organizational objectives are of the organization for the organization. Hence, you can see it is survival, profit, and growth. The first organizational objective is survival, which means whenever an organization is new in the market, its first and the foremost objective is to first survive, to exist amongst the competitors in the market for a long period of time. And it is only possible when it is able to cover its cost. I repeat, children, survival is when an organization is able to compete with its competitors in the market for a longer time, and it can happen only when it is able to cover its cost. If it happens, that means an organization is well prepared enough to survive in the market. That is survival, the foremost objective of the organization. The second organizational objective is profit. No doubt, profit making is the most important objective of an organization, but earning profit is important for an organization to grow, to expand, to survive in the market. And as you've already studied in class 11th, profit is the reward given to the businessman for bearing a risk. So yes, profit forms the another important organizational objective of a business organization. The third important organizational objective here is growth. Business organizations must grow and expand their activities, and the success of any organization is measured by their growth rate. And growth can be measured in terms of sales, number of branches, number of products, number of employees. So we have three important organizational objectives: survival, profit, and growth. Profit making should not be considered the only objective of an organization because you have three in front of you. The second objective of management is the social objective. And if you can see these points in front of you, the social objective of an organization refers to the commitment of an organization towards the society, how well the organizations are committed for the society. Now, since these business organizations use the resources of the society, hence they must oblige, they must do something for the society. So what all can they do is manufacturing quality products. They should not sell, they should not manufacture adulterated products in the market. They should prepare quality products. Second social objective is selling the same quality products at reasonable prices. The prices charged by the organizations should be fair enough. Now you can see in these hard times, you're all aware that the mask which costs in the market just 5 rupees is being sold today for 50 and even more than 50 at some places. So are these organizations fulfilling their social responsibility? No. So the quality products should be sold by the organizations at reasonable prices. At the same time, another important social objective which should be fulfilled, which should be taken care by the management, is always ensuring creating employment opportunities in an organization. By creating employment opportunities, they are not only helping the society, but yes, helping the overall economy of a country to grow. The next social objective is financial support. Yes, children, financial support. If you heard the news yesterday itself, Reliance Industries Limited by Mukesh Ambani, he declared that his company would be offering financial support to the government in fighting with this COVID-19. So yes, it comes under CSR, which you've already studied in class 11th, corporate social responsibility. Major business organizations of our Indian economy have agreed to help the government by giving their financial support in fighting with this COVID-19. So it is financial support. So it is again one of the important social objectives of the management that they do provide financial support to the government, to the economy. The next you can see is eco-friendly methods of production. Why do you find industries, in the outskirts of the city, so that they do not pollute the economy, they do not pollute the city? So yes, the management also has to ensure these things also, that if it is a manufacturing industry, the manufacturing plants, the manufacturing units should be set up somewhere outside, somewhere in the outskirts, so that they do not pollute the normal population of the city, of the country. The last objective of the management is the personal objective. And here the personal objectives could be the individual objectives, the human objectives. It relates to the employees of the organization. And as employees, we discussed it yesterday also, that employees or the human resource is the most important asset of the organization. Therefore, the management has to understand that if the employees are satisfied, if the employees are motivated, they contribute maximum to the organizations. Hence, it is the objective of the management to ensure that personal objectives of the individuals, personal objectives of the employees are also satisfied. So you can see a few personal objectives here. The first personal objective we concentrate is on adequate salary. Yes, competitive salary to fulfill the financial needs of the employees. Now here the organization, the management has to ensure that the employees must get adequate salary, a competitive salary, so that they can fulfill their financial needs. Next, good working conditions or safety. It is again the responsibility of the management to ensure that the human resource, the employees are working in a good and healthy working conditions. They must ensure proper safety of these employees. The next objective is peer recognition. Peer recognition, peer means your group, your social group, your friend circle, your colleague circle. So peer recognition, self-respect, respect for colleagues, because apart from your financial needs, we do have our social needs also. And who would not like or who would not love to get recognized amongst our friends, relatives, neighbors? So we want peer recognition also. So we must have that status. We must be working in such healthy conditions in a good organization where we also get a social recognition, a peer recognition. Training and development. Yes, the organization also has to ensure that the employees are trained from time to time. They are developed, because this gives them a self-esteem. This gives them a self-confidence if they are trained properly from time to time. Social recognition is just like peer recognition. You must get a social recognition, and again here management can help the workers to get a social recognition by giving them appreciation, by giving them promotions from time to time. A movement up in the hierarchy level also is a sign of social or peer recognition. So children, just a quick revision of what we did today is the objectives of management. The objectives are divided into organizational, social, and personal. Organizational objectives, survival, profit, and growth. Social objectives, providing quality products, reasonable prices, employment opportunity, economic wealth, education, health, and vocational trainings, and eco-friendly methods. Personal objectives, adequate salary, good working conditions, peer recognition, training and development, and social recognition.